Okay, I'm in the driveway again. This is my chipper. I don't use it a whole lot. We only use it for land clearing. That's why I don't really care. I just grab it, whatever. The guy that I bought it off of was using it for logging, paper pulp. So it spent a lot of time in the woods, and it was just, he put this giant jack stand on, which I actually like it because it doesn't bend. And it's got a railroad, like a railroad cleat welded to the bottom instead of a swivel foot. So it's like a thick, heavy duty cleat. I just put the block of wood there in case I want to let it off. But it's just a big dirty hunk of iron, you know, big dirty. But I like that jack stand because it doesn't bend. Anyways, the reason, hey, come here. Okay, stay, come on. He's gonna dig in my mulch. Lay down somewhere nice, will ya? Like over in the grass or in the shed, whatever. What was I saying? Damn it. All right, so the reason why we are here is because this thing, the bottom roller stopped rolling. And for a while now, I'll show you the rollers. They measure 21 across, okay? It is a 280XP. Somebody might be saying, geez, that thing's a piece of crap. Yeah, well, I got it for $3,500 and it's paid for itself. I can't even tell you how many times over. All I did was rebuild the engine and did some welding to the back. I made a video about it. Make sure you go through the playlist and check out the video on this chipper. But it's got a 5.9 Cummins engine in it. But the power unit came off of a Moorbark. I think I'm saying that right. Moorbark 2400 Hurricane. I believe that's the term. The guy I bought it off of, he blew up the engine. That was a 4BT. And this is a 6BT. So it just, I mean, the 4BT, I think, you know, it gets the big disc spinning with the momentum and it does okay. But this 5.9, I mean, she just cranks. The thing just eats. The problem I have with this is the bottom roller was squealing. It was like a like every time a piece of wood would get in it and jam it, which means that the hydraulic fluid is bypassing the motor, however it works inside. I don't know, I've never taken one apart. But when I talked to the guy at the hydraulic place, he said, you know, it doesn't matter what it looks like inside, the thing is no good. When you start to hear it going, that's the fluid bypassing, because I mean, a little stick would jam that feed wheel from rolling. Which in a normal, anybody that's used a normal chipper, a little stick doesn't stop them. They just crush, break, and pull. All right, so I took this hose off. I actually washed this with Zep. The whole thing was black. So I washed it with some Zep degreaser, citrus. Now, if you have caps, go ahead and cap this line. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let it hang down over this, I don't know if you can see it, this drip pan. Okay, and catch everything that comes out of it. Because I'll probably put some new fluid in it as well. Because it leaked all the fluid out also. But the biggest problem I'm having right now is reaching in here and getting this hose. Because it's on a swivel. I don't remember the name. JIC fitting maybe? I might be saying that wrong. But it's, you know, the one that swivels the hose before you can crack it loose. So, ow, that ain't no good. This hose is fraying up here. This hose, I might have to get a new one. I didn't realize this one has like wire sticking out of it. That's a long hose too, because that's the feed hose that goes all the way back to the pump on the engine, which I've replaced already because I actually blew that up. So I'll put those up on the fender. Now I got some more. This is all clear. room to work in here. The squealing's coming from down here, and this thing is soaking wet, so I don't know if the middle cartridge or whatever is leaking, but this was soaked. But I'm going to replace this one first, and then I guess if it doesn't do any better, I have to replace the top. Now, I should mention that the brand is called a Roller Stater. I don't know the specs on it. I'm just going to go turn it into the professionals, and then they're going to hand me back the thing, and I'm going to come back and replace it. But I got to get it off, and I had to move some stuff to get in here. But see, that stops it from turning, and it's got a little bit of play. So it's been on here a while. I wonder, I'm trying not to get hurt here, but I feel like this is about to be a painful event. I mean, it's a little loose, but let's see if it works, because the next size down is drastically down. Well, I'm sitting on a milk crate, and I pretty much fell over. I also think that the O-ring, this O-ring is probably, I don't know if you can see it. See that O-ring? That O-ring is not looking very round anymore. I wonder if I should take this fitting out too, while I have that to hold it for me. Ooh, that one came out pretty okay. I'm kind of curious to what this O-ring looks like. I found a brand new O-ring kit in the middle of the road last year, like a suitcase that must have fallen out of a truck. Yeah, that one's not very, you know, it's not round. I don't know if I'm showing that right. You know, it's kind of flat. It's not very circular, if that makes any sense. Now, I think all we gotta do the other thing too, this thing was dripping everywhere we would go. I was doing jobs and it would be dripping, and I had pails of hydraulic fluid. Okay, I really wish I could move this bucket, but it's probably gonna make a mess. Now, it's a 19, that's a 19 millimeter. I don't know, I don't think I can get this box end around this bolt. Maybe I can hold this here, and maybe on the back side I can put a socket on the back of this plate. Nope. Not gonna happen. Let me improperly use this big crescent wrench real quick. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to roll this feed roller to get the hydraulic fluid. I get this fluid out. All right, now if you come here, you can see that there's a collar here. Okay. What I'm gonna do is take that bolt out and try to pull this motor right out of the shaft here. Alright. I get the long breaker bar on there. However, I don't see this working. See, it wants to keep turning the shaft wants to keep turning. Nope. Damn it. Hey. It's not going. I'm gonna cry.
Is that good?
Oh, it's just life. How's work?
Fine.
Yeah. Your chipper didn't break down? No? Okay, so...
Nope, I don't have a chipper.
Ah! It's starting to go.
Yeah.
I think I gotta get on the ground like every other job I do.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Yep. A little hydraulic fluid never killed anybody until they died. Hey! Ah! Oh my goodness. My goodness me.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Ah. Why do I feel like this is gonna bite my face off? I'm not gonna lie to my wife because somebody else lied to me. So if somebody's gonna lie to me, I'm not gonna have anything to do with them. I don't like liars. You understand? That's bullshit. Yeah. Keyway. I got the keyway out. Alright. Alright, hang up. I got the earpiece thing in. Bye. Now that I'm off the phone, and we all know how I feel about liars. Nobody likes a liar. Here's the way this works. That's the keyway. Now my neighbors across the street, this is a spline. Like all around the shaft, it has spline teeth. Alright? And his doesn't look like mine. Mine has that collar. You spread the ears, and then let's get the keyway goes in there. So what I gotta do next is get this plate off. I had to charge this Harbor Freight gun I got. Hope it worked on that bolt. Hopefully it'll work on this one. Oh, that was nice. Okay, I just got the motor. I keep calling it a pump, but it's not. $993.44. So I got it from New Hampshire Hydraulics, which is pretty sweet because, you know, I knew it was going to be expensive. It is what it is. When you start dealing with hydraulics, it's always expensive. However, they brought this down. The guy pulled in my driveway, backed up there, was talking to me for a while because, you know, I'm a chatterbox, blah, 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 blah. And we know all the same people, so I don't know, whatever. Focus, Steve, focus. And he walked over and put it there. He called me yesterday and said, I need to get down to Cape Cod and give you your thing, but I can't make it today. So I'm gonna come tomorrow, and he was here bright and early today, this morning, And I had to go do some other stuff, so I just got back from work. And now I'm going to attempt to put it on here. Now, I only went up there. Today is Thursday. I drove up there and dropped this off on Tuesday. They were trying to get it to me yesterday, and then they got it to me this morning. So, I mean, and they didn't have one. They had to, I don't know, order or whatever. It's brand new. It's not rebuilt. I mean, I'm sure it, I don't know. He said it's brand new. It's not rebuilt, but the only thing that's different is I don't need this bolt in the lock washer. And man, is it heavy. It's called a roller stator, and this one is tag says Danfoss, made in USA. Well, right then, it's made in the USA. The only thing that makes me kind of nervous is the guy told me, sure giveaway, that my pump was not pump. Damn it, Steve. It's a motor, hydraulic motor, not a pump. The guy said, dead giveaway, that mine was no good, is I can turn this by hand. This, you cannot turn by hand. Earlier I held it down here with one hand. I was trying to move this out the other hand, and I couldn't move it. Now, that makes me kind of nervous, and I'm thinking maybe I should have got two of them, because look at this one. I can move this one by hand. I mean, it's stiffer, but I can move this one by hand. And I shouldn't be able to move it by hand. Now, I don't know if it's because I have leverage that I can do it, but it's still kind of nerve-wracking-ish. But that top roller was always moving, and it was like slipping on the wood. You know, the top roller would literally sit there and chew up the wood. It's the bottom one that you would get like a stick like this. I was chipping some stuff out back. I didn't drive down the road like this. You get a stick like this in there on the other side between the roller and the thing, and it would jam that dead stop. The top one would just keep going, and the bottom one would start squealing, high-pitched squeal, and stop. So I'm gonna change this, and then I'm hoping that that top one is not cooked either. This filter, I needed a new filter, because whenever you change components, the tank is empty. I emptied the tank all out. But whenever you change a component that was broken or worn out or whatever, it might have metal particles. Jeez, I cannot talk right. So we need to get a hydraulic filter. All right, so I went and picked up the new filter. I got some hydraulic fluid. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the hydraulic fluid in first, and then take the filter off. This isn't like what do you call it, fuel filter, where you have to fill it. That's not the same kind of system. The way this works is a notch in the dipstick. Put it down, screw it, and a little more. And then always clean this off before you put it back in. And then what's gonna happen is we're gonna fire it up, and then I'm probably gonna have to put more in. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the whole amount in, even if it's a little overflow, because it's only by a little bit, so the pump will fill the motor back up. The motor had a little bit of fluid from the hydraulic shop in it, but the hoses are completely empty, so that'll probably take up the little bit of extra. Okay, so we're just a hair above the full line. That's, in my mind, that's good. Because I'm gonna fire it up after I change the filter. And see, because it'll fill the, that little extra will fill the filter. A little bit of oil on the rubber. And then, all right, that's good. Well, it's working again. Top one always looks like it turns a little bit fast. Might just be in my head. I say we go try it. Sub. Oh my god, you see what he did to his saw? This guy sucks. He should have got a still, he should have got an echo. Oh my god, he's not a real logger. Well, I'd say that repair is a success. The only thing I think I gotta do is I want to weld some round pipe here, all the way up and around. Just needs to be round, and it needs new crush springs, the springs that pull the box down. Because as you can see, the crush springs are worn out and the rollers, they don't go down all the way. And that's these springs over here. I don't think they're the proper springs. I was looking up on the internet today and there's proper springs for this. And that ain't them, so I'm gonna order the right ones. And I think that's gonna do it for the chipper repair. Like I said, this thing is not brand new, it's really old. We use it for clearing. Most of the time it gets fed with the machine. Most of the time we're like in the woods, not by hand. I know there's some people out there that have fancy ones and nice ones and all this blah blah blah. That ain't me, you know what I mean? I'm not a arborist. I'm not a lumberjack. I don't, you know, I'm not that into it, okay? I'm an excavating guy, dirt. Sometimes I have to run this stuff through here if we clear an area so we can get to our dirt work. That's all this thing is to me, is just a condenser of material. It condenses material down to pay less on the dump fees. But other than that, I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with this thing. This thing's made a ton of money so far. It's just, you gotta be careful with it. But it's like any machine, you know? And a friend of mine was just telling me his brother, it was an actual licensed arborist, just had a bad fall from 30 feet. So I mean, and he's a professional school trained arborist. So whenever you're dealing with any of this stuff, I don't care how professional you are, accidents happen. So if you're gonna use one of these things, slow, be patient, and remember, if it looks like it'll eat your fingers, any part on this thing you see that looks like it'll eat your fingers, that's because it will. Check you on the next one.